Ladies and gentlemen, it is our final injury report of the season. Bittersweet. I think it's a little bit more sweet than it is bitter because I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely ready for this season to be over. It's just been a drag out, just completely, I would say, frustrating, anything that you could say about it just hasn't been ideal. So I'm actually happy that we are about to play the Cardinals and it's going to be the final game of the year. And we can start focusing on the draft and free agency I think we all need a little break. Not only the 49ers players, staff, fans. I think fans need a real off season just to be able to digest and get some time away. But let's talk about the guys who will be out in this game. No Diamador Lenoir, no Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy, Spencer Burford, and Robert Beal. So when I look at this list, I think we know that Brock Purdy is dealing with the elbow. Kyle Shanahan talked about it, saying that they would be pushing Brock to see if he could be able to go and play in the game this Sunday if it was a meaningful one, but because it's not, they're just sitting him down. So that kind of is an indication that the elbow isn't that serious, and we kind of knew that already, but it just kind of confirmed what's happening. With Spencer Burford, he had the opportunity to get some much needed reps and really, make a case for him being a part of the offensive line next year by being able to get some reps at tackle. But unfortunately, he's injured and he can't play. Robert Beal's been injured for a couple weeks now due to an injury from practice. The ones that stand out to me are Deebo Samuel and Diamador Lenoir. I think Lenoir feels, just precautionary, like we don't need to put him out there. And with Deebo, the Deebo one's interesting because I've been viewing this season for Deebo as a contract year because he's heading into the same situation that Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey went into last year. We're having a final year on the deal, but no guaranteed money. And if there's anything that we've learned, these players don't like playing with only 1 year potentially remaining and or no guaranteed money. So I'm wondering if this is kind of like a contractual kind of decision, maybe not, risking getting him hurt or injured on the year and that triggering some kind of injury guarantee in the contract. We've seen things like that happen all the time in the league. So I think it's interesting to note that Deebo isn't playing just because I do think he will be looking for a new contract this year. Some additional guys are questionable for this one. George Kittle, Jair Brown, Colton McKivitz, and Isaac Yadam. Colton McKivitz popped up on the injury report last week, but he was able to play. Isaac Yadam being on there is interesting because clearly you're not going to have Diamador, but it does sound like they will have Charvarius Ward back, who was celebrating the birth of his son. So congrats to him. And for Charvarius, he's also a free agent. So I think it's important that although they might not be playing for the win column, they are playing for their futures. They're playing for their future on this team, future on a different team. So guys are going to be wanting to go out there and get reps. And like George Kittle, he's playing, in my opinion, for an extension. I do believe those will be conversations that are had this year. The 49ers have a tough decision to make. I think they either extend George or trade George. I think if the 49ers were to trade George Kittle, there might be a small mutiny on their hands just based with how everything has gone, and then trading away one of the, I think, most loved players, not only in the NFL, but on this team for how he plays, how like the spirit that he plays with, just everything he represents. I think when people think of 49ers, you think and play like from a player perspective, you think of George Kittle. You think of a guy who's selfless, who'll do what he needs to do, block, catch, bring energy, all of it, win, lose, or draw. So I really hope that George Kittle sticks around. I hope that they're able to get something done because he is also headed into the final year of his deal, and he does carry quite a substantial cap hit next season. So for me, it makes sense to extend him, spread that cap hit out, give him a well-deserved raise because he's already significantly underpaid, if you ask me, and be able to take care of him and make him a forever Niner. So we'll see. Well, those conversations will definitely be had all off season. So we'll see with that and see how it goes. But all that being said, again, it's the final one of these. We're not going to do these. This is the last one, people. No more after this one because 49ers will be headed to Cancun here in a little bit, along with, I'm not headed to Cancun, but I'm going somewhere. Be able to get some time away, reflect on the year, and start to not only think about how to get better, but we got a big draft season coming up. We got a lot of draft picks, high first round draft pick. Hopefully, is if they lose, and I think the keys for this upcoming game is no injuries. Just don't get hurt. Get out of this one with no multi-month injuries. Just guys are going to get dinged up. That's going to happen, but just no serious injuries. Get out of here safe. Head into the off season. Honestly, if you put up a similar game, kind of like the Lions, like when Josh Dobbs plays well, you guys, the defense shows a little something. We see some players that we typically don't see kind of stand out, and then they make some good efforts, and we're like, all right, maybe we can think about them into the future of next year. But honestly, if they lose, like, I get it. We don't typically, it's very rare for me personally to want the team to lose. But at the same time, if it can help the 49ers draft situation, then I think right now I weight that more than a win. I want them to play well. I want them to play with effort, play with energy, and I don't want them to throw a game, right? I don't want them to just go out and just lose to lose. That's not what I think is beneficial for this team moving forward. But if you had to ask me personally, Brad, what's your preference, win or lose? I don't mind if they lose, but like I said, I still want to see them play similar to how they did against the Lions, play with energy, play like they're trying to win. Because again, that's much different than just laying down and just letting them beat you. Uh, and I get it. That's a tough dynamic. Some fans, I get it, never want to lose. I'm typically like that as well. But I think just where we are at the season, and just understanding that, we've also been in this scenario before where we have won late in the year and it has cost us a high profile player. I'm more of the mindset like this year is what it is. And if they can maintain their draft status, that ultimately will help the 49ers the most next year. So I'm typically not this way, but I just think that based on where we're at, I think that would be the most ideal scenario. But we'll see what happens. I still expect them to play hard and go out and try to win, which is what I want them to do. I want that to be how it goes down. But we'll see what the outcome is. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.